41-year-old John Carr, an American citizen living in Thailand, confessed to killing JonBenet Ramsey, but says he didn't mean to do it. It's been nearly a decade since 6-year-old JonBenet Ramsey was murdered. Now, a suspect by the name of John Mark Carr, 41 years old, a one-time school teacher, has been arrested in Bangkok, Thailand. Authorities say Carr confessed to killing Ramsey in 1996, but says it was not intentional and that he loved her. The Boulder, Colorado district attorney said the arrest followed several months of investigation.
I'm just absolutely impressed with the effort that went into accomplishing this by the Boulder DA's office and the other agencies that were involved all over the world.
John Ramsey's attorney says his client has managed to survive all these years of no closure by staying even-keeled.
I know that he feels some sense of relief. I know that he feels that this is a major step potentially in the final resolution of the case.
Pam Pa says although her sister Patsy Ramsey has passed from this earth, she's still aware of what's going on, referring to the arrest, and that she is pleased.
And Patsy went to meet her maker with every confidence that the killer would be found and that in God's perfect timing it would be revealed. And that's what we're seeing today.
It's expected that Carr will be brought back here to Boulder, Colorado sometime within the next week. Live in Boulder, Kareen Winter, now back to you.
7:02 for insights into how this case got its break, seemingly so suddenly, although it didn't really happen that way. We have help from a former prosecutor and state attorney. Rick Alexander joins us to talk about how this all came about and what happens for here. Welcome to the morning show. Good to have you here.
Good morning.
It seems like these developments indeed did happen overnight.
Yes.
And while they were unveiled overnight, this has been a long, hard 10-year process.
It certainly has.
What is the biggest challenge for the prosecution? Is it the fact that there's no forensic evidence, no hair, no fibers, little to go on in the way of things to present to the jury?
I think the biggest challenge is going to be the 3 years worth of innuendo, build-up, circumstantial evidence that they directed at the parents initially. You know, the defense lawyers only have to prove or create a reasonable doubt as to whether this guy was the killer. Now, with a confession, that's going to change a lot. It's going to make their job a lot tougher. The confession, particularly in front of reporters, is going to knock out some of the defenses they might have had as to trying to say that it was coerced.
But from what I know about the criminal justice system, he has not given a written confession yet, and that is what would hold water in court.
Well, actually, what they can do is if he's confessing in front of reporters, the reporters can testify directly that he confessed in front of them, and I believe we've seen some video. If he's confessing on videotape, they can show that as well.
Well, basically what he said to reporters in the public forum is that he was there when JonBenet died, but I don't think he's uttered the words, "I killed her," at least in front of the reporters. And let's talk about the media here. John Ramsey, who was the source of much public scrutiny, as was his wife, Patsy Ramsey, said yesterday after this arrest, you know, we have, in a sense, turned the justice process over to the media, and I think it's gotten out of control. What role will that play in prosecuting this case?
Well, this case is going to be different than 99% of all cases that we see. And it's really happened since probably starting with the O.J. Simpson trial. There are these very high-profile cases that take a very different role in our society. They're discussed nightly on shows with Nancy Grace and people like that, and that really changes everything, and it makes it, I think, more difficult to prosecute.
That said, the fact that he made a public admission of at least being there with JonBenet and told police that he did indeed kill her, does this go to trial, or does he cop a plea?
The defense lawyers are going to try to get a plea out of this, and it's possible, but I think the district attorney out in Colorado may want to take this to trial and get the maximum sentence on this guy.
It's a cold case that's gone on for 10 years. Does the jury process go on that long? Not 10 years, but for an extended period.
Because of its high-profile nature, this could take a long time, much longer than a typical murder case.
I heard one legal analyst who last night said they would not have moved in and arrested this man unless they were absolutely certain they got their man. Are you confident given what you've seen?
Everything I've seen about the new prosecutor in Boulder, I've been impressed with, and I think that that's exactly what happened. They were determined not to make the mistakes of their predecessors. And it sounds like, from what I've heard so far, they have a strong case.
Appreciate your perspective on this case. It's captured the nation's attention. Thanks for being here. Now, we've still got plenty of coverage in the JonBenet Ramsey case 10 years ago, and they're looking for